So, what does it feel like to break free from Earth's grasp? To float weightlessly while gazing at our planet's fragile blue atmosphere against the infinite blackness of space? For most of human history, the experience was reserved for a select few government-trained astronauts. But today, I'm taking you inside the exclusive, awe-inspiring journey of becoming a space tourist with Blue Origin, where in just a few minutes, your perception of existence might forever be altered. The price? Potentially $1 million per seat. The training? Surprisingly brief. The experience? According to those who've been there, utterly transformative. Welcome to the new era of commercial spaceflight, where billionaire dreams and rocket science converge to make the impossible possible. The vision behind Blue Origin. Before Amazon became a global behemoth, Jeff Bezos harbored an obsession with space. In 2000, he quietly founded Blue Origin with a deceptively simple motto: Gradatim ferociter, Latin for step-by-step ferociously. While Elon Musk's SpaceX captured headlines with its dramatic Mars ambitions, Bezos and Blue Origin took a methodical approach focused on building a foundation for humanity's future in space. The long-term vision? Millions of people living and working beyond Earth. Insiders claim Bezos has invested over $10 billion of his personal fortune into Blue Origin. Unlike the rapid development cycle of Amazon, Blue Origin's progress has been deliberately measured, spending years perfecting technologies before unveiling them to the public. What many people don't realize is that space tourism is just the beginning. New Shepard, named after Alan Shepard, the first American in space, serves as a technology testbed for Blue Origin's more ambitious projects: the orbital New Glenn rocket, the Blue Moon lunar lander, and eventually massive space habitats housing thousands. Former Blue Origin engineer Gary Lai once remarked that what they learned from New Shepard's development was how to make a vehicle safe enough that we'd be willing to put our own loved ones on it. This philosophy underlies everything at Blue Origin, the New Shepard experience. So what exactly happens when you book a seat on New Shepard? The journey begins long before launch day. After submitting an application through Blue Origin's website and making a $150,000 deposit, though the full price is estimated between $500,000 to $1 million, selected passengers travel to Blue Origin's facility in Van Horn, Texas, a remote desert location deliberately chosen for its clear airspace and sparse population. Unlike NASA astronauts who train for years, Blue Origin passengers undergo just 14 hours of preparation spread across 2 days. This training includes classroom instruction, simulations, emergency procedures, and a final exam. Passengers must meet basic physical requirements: the ability to climb 7 flights of stairs in under 90 seconds, fasten their harness in under 15 seconds, and withstand forces up to 5.5 times their body weight during reentry. There's also one crucial biological reality they must confront. There are no bathrooms on New Shepard. As Jeff Bezos bluntly explained at a space symposium, you're going to be fine. You're going to go up, you're going to have an amazing experience, and you're going to come back down. You don't throw up right away, it's a delayed effect. In other words, use the facilities before boarding. The capsule itself is surprisingly spacious, featuring 6 reclining leather seats arranged along the perimeter, each with access to what Blue Origin boasts are the largest windows ever flown in space, measuring 3.6 feet tall. Launch day begins before sunrise. After final medical checks, passengers don their blue flight suits, not pressurized spacesuits, but simple jumpsuits emblazoned with Blue Origin's feather logo. In a tradition started during the first human flight, Jeff Bezos himself often drives crew members the 2 miles from the training center to the launch pad in Rivian electric trucks. There, the 60-foot-tall rocket awaits, fueled with liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen, a combination that produces water vapor as its only exhaust. 30 minutes before launch, passengers climb the tower and enter the capsule through a small hatch. Crew member 7, a Blue Origin employee who guides them through the experience, helps them buckle in and performs final checks before exiting. The passenger experience is fully automated. No pilot controls exist in the capsule. After the countdown reaches 0, New Shepard's BE-3 engine ignites with 110,000 pounds of thrust, accelerating passengers to over 3 times the speed of sound. As the rocket climbs, passengers feel 3 times Earth's gravity pushing them into their seats. The sensation is intense but brief. Just 2.5 minutes after liftoff, the engine cuts off. A moment of eerie silence follows. Then the capsule separates from the booster rocket. The space experience. This is the moment everything changes. Suddenly weightless, passengers unbuckle and float freely within the capsule. Some perform somersaults, others drift towards massive windows, all gaze at Earth from above the Kármán line, the internationally recognized boundary of space, 62 miles up. Those precious moments of weightlessness and Earth gazing last only about 4 minutes. Former Blue Origin passenger Wally Funk, who at 82 became the oldest person in space, expressed only one complaint about her journey: "I loved every minute of it, I just wish it had been longer." Jeff Bezos described the perspective-altering view. "The most profound piece of it for me was looking out at the Earth and looking at the Earth's atmosphere. There's a very profound thing to recognize intellectually. It's another thing to actually see with your own eyes how fragile it really is." William Shatner, famous for portraying Captain Kirk in Star Trek, had a darker interpretation after his flight. The 90-year-old actor was moved to tears, describing how the darkness of space contrasted with Earth's thin atmosphere. "All I saw was death." For him, the experience highlighted Earth's vulnerability. After a brief announcement, passengers returned to their seats for the descent. The return. As gravity reclaims the capsule, it reaches speeds of over 2,000 miles per hour. Air resistance creates a cushion of superheated gas around the vehicle, though passengers are protected by a heat shield. They experience up to 5.5 Gs, more than 5 times their body weight, pushing them into their seats. At 10,000 feet, drogue parachutes deploy, followed by 3 massive main parachutes. Just before touchdown, a thrust system fires from the capsule's bottom, creating a cushion of air that slows the landing to a gentle 1 mile per hour. Meanwhile, the rocket booster performs its own separate landing, using drag brakes, guidance fins, and a reignition of its BE-3 engine. It touches down vertically on a concrete pad near the launch site. This reusability is key to Blue Origin's business model, allowing the same vehicle to fly multiple times. From launch to landing, the entire journey lasts just 10 to 11 minutes. A Blue Origin recovery team quickly approaches the capsule, opens the hatch, and welcomes passengers back to Earth. They are now officially astronauts by both US and international standards. However, many people debate this. The business of space tourism. While Blue Origin doesn't publicly disclose its pricing, industry sources suggest seats sell for around $1 million each. As of June 2022, the New Shepard program had reportedly generated over $100 billion in revenue. Not everyone pays. Some celebrities like William Shatner flew as guests. According to space travel booking consultant Roman Chiporuka, it's not about money, it's about who you are, your social capital, whether you align with their launch purposes. Blue Origin's main competitor, Virgin Galactic, charges $600,000 per seat for a similar suborbital experience using a different approach. An air-launched spaceplane. Unlike Blue Origin's frequent flights, Virgin Galactic is currently building new spacecraft and plans to resume commercial operations in 2026. Both companies face criticism about the environmental impact and purpose of space tourism. While rocket launches do produce emissions, Blue Origin points out that its hydrogen-oxygen propellant creates only water vapor. The company maintains that these tourist flights help fund technology development for their greater space infrastructure ambitions. The cultural impact. To date, Blue Origin has flown over 58 people to space across 31 New Shepard missions. The demographic has expanded far beyond wealthy tech entrepreneurs to include celebrities, educators, and research scientists. In April 2025, Blue Origin made history with its first all-female crew, including pop star Katy Perry and Gayle King. This marked the first all-woman spaceflight since Soviet cosmonaut Valentina Tereshkova's solo mission in 1963. The space community remains divided on whether these brief suborbital hops deserve the same astronaut distinction as orbital missions, yet many professional astronauts support the democratization of the space experience, recognizing how the overview effect, seeing Earth from space, often transforms perspectives. An intriguing pattern has emerged from passenger testimonials. Many describe their experience in near mystical terms, reporting profound shifts in their understanding of humanity's place in the cosmos. This phenomenon, known as the overview effect, may be one of space tourism's most significant long-term impacts. The future. Blue Origin's ambitions extend far beyond 11-minute joyrides. The company's orbital rocket, New Glenn, made its debut in 2025 and is designed to carry both satellites and eventually humans to orbit. The Blue Moon lunar lander is being developed to support NASA's Artemis program, aiming to return humans to the lunar surface. Bezos has frequently spoken about his ultimate vision: massive rotating space colonies called O'Neill cylinders capable of housing millions of people. In this future, Earth would be preserved as a residential and light industrial zone, while heavy industry would move to space where energy is abundant and pollution concerns minimal. While critics dismiss these ideas as a billionaire's fantasy, others see companies like Blue Origin as writing the early chapters of humanity's expansion beyond Earth. As access to space gradually widens, these first tourist flights might one day be remembered as primitive but crucial steps towards becoming a multiplanetary species. Conclusion. We stand at a pivotal moment in human history. For the first time, space is no longer the exclusive domain of governments and professional astronauts. While a new Shepard ticket remains beyond most people's reach, the door to space has been cracked open to private citizens. Each Blue Origin passenger returns with their own interpretation of those brief minutes above the atmosphere. For some, it's pure adventure and bragging rights. For others, a profound spiritual awakening. But they all share one thing: they've gained a perspective on our planet that few humans have ever experienced. As Blue Origin passenger Aisha Bao described after her flight in 2025, there were no visible boundaries or borders as we peered at the planet. Perhaps this, ultimately, is the most valuable souvenir from space tourism. Not the few minutes of weightlessness, but the lasting reminder of our shared home floating in the cosmos. Step by step, ferociously, the frontier continues to expand.